Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Midweek War. We're here to talk Impact. I'm Mad Mike. You know who I am. You know how excited I usually am to talk about this. That's sarcasm. With me to talk about Impact, as always, is the voice of Inspire Pro Wrestling, Eamon Paton. How are you?
Keep in mind, I'll note this here. I've skimmed Impact. I haven't. So keep, whatever my opinions are, whatever. But yeah.
Keep in mind, I watched all of Impact. I'm pretty sure Eamon and I will agree on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Brother Eamon, I knew you'd be disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Eamon, what would be your word for Impact this week?
Why?
God damn it! That was gonna be my word.
Yeah.
I swear to God. You know what? Fuck it. I'm still gonna make it my word because the question needs to be asked twice. Why? Oh God. All right. Eamon, do you?
As someone who briefly skimmed through Impact, I'm just gonna safely say my good is Allie because it's usually right. And
she was even barely on this week.
I know she had a backstage segment,
yeah.
but it's safe to say she's a good.
My good's gonna go to DJZ. DJZ,
okay.
The whole X Division match I thought was actually pretty decent. As those guys usually are. Again, this usually is not against the wrestlers. There was a fun point in the match where, because apparently Rockstar Spud has braces now because of what Braxton Sutter did to him.
Okay,
that's what they've said. I don't know if that's.
Was that a thing that was in was that a thing that was in a promo package, or did they just briefly mention it on commentary?
They just briefly mentioned it, and
Spud
Spud actually tried to work the teeth of Braxton Sutter.
Oh, okay.
Which was interesting. It was he opened Sutter's mouth and made him bite the bottom rope and was going to do a bite the curb thing.
Oh, cool.
It was stopped, but it was a really cool. I've seen someone work fingers. I've seen someone work a nose. I ain't never seen anyone work the teeth.
See, that's the thing. I think that's really I'll say that's really cool, but it also makes me be like, I totally forgot Spud and Braxton was in a feud.
Well, Spud had some visa issues, I think. At least that's what I heard. So the whole last set of taping, Spud wasn't allowed to be working.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even think he was in the country.
Okay.
I thought I remember hearing that.
Then I'll give him a pass on that. Okay.
Yeah, because when that happened with Wade Barrett or Sheamus or something like that, they'd miss one Raw because Raw's taped every week. When that happens with TNA, you miss a set of tapings and you miss 3 months. So I mean, I'll give him a pass on that. That's fine. There's nothing you can really do about that, unfortunately.
Because I've been thinking, where's Rockstar Spud been? But yeah.
And it was cool. There was this one spot too where Spud was the only heel in the match, and Shima, Braxton Sutter, and Manders just all kind of shrugged and just all started stomping away.
I think I saw that clip. Yeah,
it was very cool. I'm like, okay, all right, that's fine. You do you, X Division boys. And Shima, before the match, they had a segment with Lashley where Shima said, "Hey, I got an idea. Whoever wins this match, number 1 contender for the X Division title." I'm like, cool. Finally, setting up something. And Shima won. I'm like, okay, good. He gets a rematch with Lashley. Eamon, let's go to your bad.
My bad for this week is Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, it is! Eamon, why is your bad Bobby Lashley? My bad is also Bobby Lashley, but I will pick a different bad because there's a lot of bad to choose from.
Because there was no point in putting the belts on him.
Nope.
There was literally no point in putting the belts on him. Because this week, he just dropped them on the ground and said, "I don't want these anymore."
Yep. No point at all.
What?
0 point. Just
why? Why?
TNA. I know you're watching. This is Mad Mike. I'm getting up close with you because I want to make sure you hear this and understand this. When you decide to put all of your belts on someone, now it's been done before. Hell, you've done it before. Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle, ring a bell. When you do that, you should probably make a few things pretty clear. One, that your champion could, if he had to, wrestle 3 matches in one night. 2, again, if your champion had to, could carry 3 feuds at once. So he'd have to be a pretty strong force on the microphone. Lashley isn't. 3, and this is probably the most important, make sure he actually defends the championships.
But here's the thing.
At least once. At least once.
Well, one of them he did. He did defend the X Division once. But that just makes it worse that he did this.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, and it makes me, like, when they did it with Kurt Angle, how is it weird when they did it with Kurt Angle, they did it right?
That's because Kurt Angle put over every division.
Well, because I remember they had the thing with him, like the R-Truth and Pac-Man Jones. Yeah, that sucked. But then the one he lost the X Division to Jay Lethal in like a big upset, and that was awesome.
Yes,
like that's like putting someone over. Why are you doing this? What I literally said weeks ago. What's the point of them putting the belts on Lashley? And I was willing to like give a benefit of the doubt and say, well, we'll find out.
Yep.
There was no point. It was just to put the belts on him. And then he drops them all and devalues them.
Yep. And not only devalues them, I know, Eamon, you didn't watch the segment, you just read the recap. I believe Bobby Lashley's exact words about the King of the Mountain title, which I can't disagree with because he's basically saying what we've said. What the hell is this title? He literally said that about the King of the Mountain title. Now I understand. Spoilers being what they are, they're apparently dropping the King of the Mountain title. Fine, but you don't have to. You don't have to drop it off a fucking. Yeah, you don't have to drop it off a fucking cliff. Like you can have it transition into something else. That's totally fine. Because Eamon, I'm not sure the recap you said. Lashley initially wanted to combine all 3 titles.
Okay.
Which, honestly, would have been a better idea.
Yeah, fine.
Like he retires both belts. He just carries around the world title as a symbol. If
you're just evolving, like I can't think of the word. I'm so angry. Like getting rid of the X Division, fine, because you know what? A lot of those X Division guys are even though they're smaller, can work in with other wrestling, and that frees up your divisions a bit and makes your rosters a bit bigger. I can understand that, but no, what he did was he dropped both belts. He dropped the X Division belt, devaluing it, and now they're just going to have a match to crown a vacant champion. Mm-hmm. And someone's going to win a belt that's now devalued.
And it also makes the pretty decent 4-way match you had earlier in the night mean absolutely nothing.
And also from the recap stuff I read, Lashley managed to devalue every championship in TNA, other than tag titles, because not only did he drop the King of the Mountain title, not only did he drop the X Division title, but apparently I read he had a backstage thing with Sienna.
I was gonna get to that.
Although I have to say, don't worry. And it was like, don't worry, I don't care about that.
No. No, it wasn't like that. And I wanted to give credit because I know what my dream TNA match is now.
Yeah.
It is Lashley versus Sienna. Because it wasn't Lashley who said anything. He was just walking by and he looked at her championship. And Sienna just said, "Don't get cute." And he just walked off. I'm like, cool. Very, very cool. Totally fine with that segment as a whole. I was totally okay with every aspect of that. That was the only good thing Bobby Lashley did all night.
That's fine. But no, again, going back to it, this is idiotic, TNA. Like, this isn't me being like, fuck you guys because you're a terrible promotion. This is just really stupid. There's we said we would give you an olive branch on this and we would see where it goes.
It went
and you failed
nowhere.
us.
You handed us an olive branch that was on fire.
Like, if you're going to do something, do it for a reason. Especially something like putting all your fucking belts on a guy. There's, like, that's unbelievably idiotic. And going back to what Mike mentioned about his good, now DJZ's got nothing.
Yep. Because DJZ should have won that ladder match. He should have won that ladder match with Lashley, and that would have put him over fucking huge. That would have put him over huge.
Or if he didn't win the ladder match, he should have won this match, gotten a rematch with Lashley, and then won that match.
Yes.
Because that's fine. But now he's got nothing, and he'll just win a vacated title against the same guys he's been wrestling for 6 months now.
And the same guys he's been beating.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter now. Like, you've literally... You've defeated
You've devalued all of your championships.
And not only that, but look at how many people you screwed over in the process. You know, yeah, James Storm only held the belt for a week, but you took the belt off Eli Drake, who was actually getting over. You took the belt off Eddie Edwards for no reason. You know what I mean? Who had just won it. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and they even had a segment with Eli Drake talking to Lashley. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Eli Drake is still going after Lashley. He wants the King of the Mountain title back. That's great. And now nothing's going to happen with it.
And, like, maybe going further into this show, but, like, I don't know what Bound for Glory looks like. And not in a good way. Like, Bound for Glory is all over the fucking place.
Eamon, do you want to know why you don't know what Bound for Glory looks like? Because they had to push it back a month. They don't know what Bound for Glory looks like yet. And guess what? Did you hear what the end of that Lashley segment was?
I barely.
Lashley, after dropping both belts on the ground, he just said to Dixie and TNA President Billy Corgan, I'll see you guys at Bound for Glory. And he started to walk away. Which I'm like, okay, if we don't see Lashley for a month and a half, that would actually be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'd actually be okay with that. Like, Lashley pissing off the owners, leaving with the title. It's essentially like what CM Punk did. Like, similar. Like, of course, not nearly as well thought out or well done. But he pissed off the owners, he pissed off the president, and he just leaves with the title. And he says, I'm not coming back until October. So y'all can go fuck yourselves. That would have been really cool. But guess what? Billy Corgan, and I wonder what this is setting up, he said, you know what you've done, Lashley? You've established a turning point with your relationship with this company. I'm like, oh, fuck, we're getting turning.
This is the genesis of the turning point of the...
It's just a setup to say turn. It's like, what are we, some kind of Suicide Squad? Yeah, we get it. We know the fucking name of the movie. Like,
last week, this terrible storyline, we thought you was going to have a final resolution.
So they said he will be defending his title before Bound for Glory, which I'm pretty sure we had that. Pretty sure we called that.
So I think we're at 3 title defenses.
Yep, I think so. I think so.
Because I think I will have reached the point. Because I think I said 4 at the least.
Yeah, I think I had the over on that
before Bound for Glory. Yeah,
I think I had the over on that. But next week they're gonna have an open invitational battle royal.
What are you?
Eamon, do you want to know what Bound for Glory is going to be? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. You're not going to like it. I'm going to tell you the top 3 or 4 matches. All right, you ready?
Okay.
You ready? TNA champion Mike Bennett versus EC3. Bobby Lashley versus Moose. And Drew Galloway versus Aaron Stevens. Aaron Rex, whatever his fucking name is.
Aaron Rex.
That is your Bound for Glory, and I will put that I will put a pin in that, and we will check on that later. But I have a feeling that's exactly what it is. Oh, and by the way, that Drew Galloway versus Aaron Rex match, that's for whatever fucking UFC belt they have now. I guarantee it. I will guarantee it. That's going to be your Bound for Glory.
Mike, what's your bad?
Okay, my bad. Oh, there's so many things to go with. I'm going to go with Brother Nero and Broken Matt Hardy.
Okay. They're finally calling him Brother Nero.
Oh, Eamon. Normally, I would not advise you to watch TNA if you haven't. You need to watch this. You need to watch this. I'm just gonna call him Jeff for the purposes of me being easier to yell at him. So let me break down this story and tell you why it doesn't make sense. All right, Uncle Mike's gonna spin a tale for you. Matt Hardy wants the TNA tag titles back because Jeff Hardy lost them because he had a broken leg. Fine, we're okay so far. Matt Hardy goes insane. Okay, still fine, still a very good through point. Matt Hardy wants Jeff to win back the tag titles by himself because Jeff lost them by himself. Okay, all right, cool. We're still good. I still like the way that's going. It's a very sensible storyline. Then we get to last week where Matt Hardy breaks Jeff Hardy. Just breaks him. And Jeff now calls himself Brother Nero. You know, he starts singing the song he already sang, which I don't get. But I'm like, okay, Jeff's going heel too, like heelish tendencies. Let's see where this goes. So this week, they had a 4-way tag title match. Not a 4-way number one contender. Yeah, that was also a ladder match. There was a segment that Matt Hardy was telling Jeff he had an addiction for jumping off the top of a ladder. Which, okay, I'm still okay with this because Matt's kind of right. Mm-hmm. Like he's basically saying, "I'm going to break you of your addiction so you can win this match." Okay?
Okay.
We're good, right? When the match starts, Matt Hardy is not even introduced. Only Brother Nero is introduced. Because Matt wants Jeff to do this by himself. And then the match happens. Jeff doesn't jump off any ladders, which is good. But Matt Hardy just gets in the ring and starts biting everyone. Just legitimately biting everyone. And Matt's actually the one who sets up the ladder and climbs and grabs the contract. What? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Also, here's the thing. I think my biggest issue with this whole thing is that the chunks of this story I like on their own. Mm-hmm. But they don't make sense together.
Nope.
Wasn't the point of this in the very beginning that he was going to delete Jeff Hardy?
Yes.
Delete Brother Nero.
Yes.
Not break him.
Yes. I think he wanted to delete Jeff Hardy so he could create Brother Nero.
No, because he was saying delete Brother Nero.
Yeah, I know. But I think what he meant was delete the Jeff Hardy name. Like but so he couldn't call himself Jeff Hardy. It doesn't make any sense.
Final deletion happened and that being called Jeff Hardy. And it took him another month to stop being called Jeff Hardy.
Well, see, you know what it was, Eamon? He deleted Jeff Hardy, but he never cleared out his recycle bin. So the file was still there.
Yeah, I feel your pain.
And sometimes when you recycle a bin, when you restore an object from that, it comes out a little differently.
But yeah, chunks of this is fine on their own, but together it makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense as a complete narrative.
And by the way, the match is a big old mess. Just a big old mess.
But I read ahead. I know where this story's going.
Let me guess. Broken Matt versus Brother Nero, Bound for Glory?
No. Actually, no. Not at all.
Okay.
It actually is not going to that. Surprisingly.
Okay. All right.
It's going in a direction that I don't.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I
No,
want to
won't.
experience the anger from week to week.
It's just so bad. And I'm not trying to be negative. It's so bad.
We're not
Like,
trying to be negative. TNA makes it really easy for us to be negative.
Matt Hardy, good on you for reinventing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's got, in the sense of, it's gotten you more indie bookings. You know what I mean? I
like the character of Broken Matt Hardy. Because the big time Matt Hardy was wearing a little thin. Broken Matt Hardy is an interesting take on the character. I like that. But Matt Hardy has,
but it doesn't aid TNA at all. It doesn't aid the feud at all. It aids Matt Hardy a little bit in his career.
It would aid TNA. It would aid TNA if they knew what the fuck to do with it.
Yeah.
Like, if this happened in Lucha Underground, this would be the shit. It would be the fucking greatest thing in the world. It'd be like Pentagon Dark. Like, it would be something similar to that. Like, it would be fucking great, and we'd be singing the praises every week. But TNA does not have a creative enough staff to know what to do with this.
Yeah. It's just all over the place is my big thing. Like, cool on doing something different, but just make it make sense. And it's not making sense. And it's just... There's so much more you could do with it other than what you're doing. Like, it's just frustrating.
All right, so Eamon, what will be your change this week?
My change for this week, I don't know.
Okay,
the knockout.
I was gonna say
the knockout stuff. The knockout stuff I read looks stupid. So does Jay not get to fight for the title ever again?
No one knows.
Because from what I read, Maria made the stipulation that if Jay doesn't beat Gail Kim tonight, she can't fight for the title ever again.
Right.
And Jay didn't win. She lost by disqualification.
Correct. But then Maria came out and said, Gail, you lose. I'm like, no, that's not how wrestling works. And even Pope said it, and it's the first time I've ever agreed with Pope, but Pope was right. Like, and that was all they showed of that segment. Like, we don't even know where that goes. Oh, but fun thing about Gail Kim. Fun thing she said in a backstage interview. She said, well, of course I want the knockout title, but it's not more important than me getting my hands on Maria. Come on.
Girl.
Come on. The knockout title should be the most important thing. Sorry, it should. If we're Mike, wasting 4 months on this, that knockout title has to be the most important thing.
That's not true, though. Gail Kim is clearly the most important thing.
Yeah.
We said that weekly on this show. Gail Kim is the only important thing in the knockouts. That's why Jade and Sienna's title reigns are completely unmemorable. Because nothing's happened during that.
I don't even remember when Jade had the title. Because guess who she beat for it? Gail Kim. Yet suddenly they're all besties. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, all right. My change this week. I would hop in a TARDIS. I would go back to when James Storm was on NXT. And I would bring a copy of this episode of Impact. And I would show it to him. And I'll be like, James, do you really want to make this decision? Look at NXT. Your buddy Bobby, like, do you know what's happening this time? I'm from the future. I know things. Your buddies, Bobby Roode and Austin Aries, are having premier matches at Brooklyn TakeOver.
In front of 15,000 people.
In front of 15,000. Have you ever wrestled in front of 15,000 people before? Moreover, have you ever wrestled in New York City? Like, not the Hammerstein Ballroom. Everyone's wrestled there. I've wrestled there. Maybe. Have you ever wrestled in a real venue in New York City? You could do that if you just don't go back to TNA. And he'd say, I wasn't even thinking about going to TNA. I'm like, trust me. You were, you are, and you do. And it doesn't end well. You get a King of the Mountain title match. You win the King of the Mountain title. You lose to Lashley.
You lose it the next week.
You lose to Lashley the next week. And then the last thing you're seeing doing is arguing with Brian Hebner and getting thrown out by the lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins, who, by the way, now owns your fucking company. Make the right decision, James Storm. Make the right decision.
The choice is yours.
But Jesus Christ. Sorry about your damn choices. Like, we say that every week, and every week it gets more. Like, why did TNA bring him back? Because this week they indefinitely suspended him. Why did they bring him back at all? Was it just to say we stopped him from going to NXT? Was it just to do that? Because that is so petty. Like, that's Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. That's how petty that is. Like, that's just horrible.
Yeah.
I just feel bad for James Storm at this point.
Also, the promo says, like, in the promo, he says that AJ and Bobby Roode all left. And I'm still here. And then, literally today, Storm is leaving TNA again to go to what it seems like go to WWE.
Yeah.
Valid about anything you're saying. Like,
I mean, James Storm, you could have just left after throwing Mickey James in front of the Hogwarts Express, and we all would have been cool.
a great send-off.
Yeah, we would have laughed. It would have been really funny. And then you could have showed up in NXT and be like, "Oh, look, he's here now. This is great." Just please make the right decision this time, James Storm. Yeah. I don't want to see you at Bound for Glory. I want to see you at TakeOver. Please make the right decision this time.
Because you may not get it.
No, I guarantee you will not get to make this choice again. I will guarantee that. Like, just make the right decision. Make the right decision. Eamon, are you still with me? Uh-oh, I think Eamon froze out. Okay, well, Eamon, I'm pretty sure ranked Impact 3rd. Are you back?
I think I'm back, yeah.
Okay. Eamon.
Yeah, it's 3rd. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I also ranked TNA 3rd this week. And the only reason it's not 4th is because... Actually, you know what? Fuck it. It is 4th. It is 4th. You know what 3rd is, Eamon?
What is
the
that?
WWE 24 special on the women's Evolution.
Yeah.
Hashtag no AJ Lee. What? I didn't say that name. No one said that name. But yeah, Impact is 4th. The only reason it's not 5th is because, good God, Holy Foley looks awful.
Does the Lucha Underground trailer count?
Eamon, if the Lucha Underground trailer count, we'd have to redo all of our rankings.
That's fair. That's fair. But no, it's not good, and they're making decisions on TNA that are just plain stupid. Like, it's not me being like objectively like trying to be negative about them. The whole Lashley holding all the belts and then dropping like half of them is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It's objectively stupid.
It's a horrible decision.
No one can. I dare anybody to say like, oh, there's a positive thing in them doing this. There isn't.
The only positive thing is we want to see Lashley defend the King of the Mountain title, which makes no sense. By the way, when was the last time that match had a King of the Mountain match?
Fucking right now.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just bad decisions all the way around. Just bad decisions. And we want TNA to succeed. We say this every week. These are constructive criticisms that we're giving because we're offering solutions. Is Bram dead?
No, he's not.
No, I mean, but...
Oh, you mean now? As of now?
As of right now, because we haven't seen him in 2 weeks. The last thing we saw was Decay shoving an unconscious Bram in the trunk of their car. You'd think they might want to follow up on that.
Maybe.
Okay. Eamon, where can the people of the internet find you this week?
On Twitter at Eamon2Please. You can also check out the wrestling company I'm involved with, Inspire Pro Wrestling, over at InspireProWrestling.com. Our next event is September 25th, and we actually are featuring TNA Wrestling superstar Jade, a.k.a. Mia Yim, on that event, so be sure to check that out. Stop laughing on that show. It's going to be really fun. It's really fun.
Yeah, Jade and Gail Kim actually had a decent match until it was interrupted, too. You can find me at MadMike4883 on the Twitter machine. Also, go to our Facebook group. And please email us at goodtimeswrestlingmayhemshow.com. If you think we're wrong about TNA, please tell us what medication you were on. We will try and copy that prescription. All right, so for Eamon Paton, I'm Mad Mike, and this has been your Midweek War.